And welcome in, everybody. We're going to do a little test today on weeds. We've got a field here planted with wheat. We're going to test to see how much weeds affect our yield. I also want to test if you need to weed the whole field. Does it help to weed when they're small like they are now, when they're bigger, if we spray, and partial weeding? Say we just do half the field. Does it give us half a yield? I'm curious about these things. I hope you are too. We've got this field saved in this spot right here. So we're going to run a hoe over here, or weeder, and knock these weeds down. Let it go ahead, harvest it, get a total. We'll come back, let it go a little bit farther, spray it, harvest it, get a total. Do it again, not do the weeds, harvest it, get a total, and then maybe just do half, get a total. So here's see the results. I don't know if weeds affect a little bit. Like if we just touch it with the weeder, will it count for the whole field? I don't know. We're going to find out. We got some equipment over here, so let's get to it. All right, so we're back after our first round. You can see the whole thing is fertilized. We did miss one tiny little spot of lime there. I'm not going to go back and get it because we saved it. So every field will have that same little missing spot of lime. Not a big deal, but you can see that the weeds are gone, fully ferted. And if we get out, we went through with our little base game weeder, there is no weeds. So now all we have to do is fast forward, harvest this, get a total. All right, so we're getting into our first harvest. I stopped. I just want to show you. We have a 97% yield bonus. We didn't roll. We didn't do any of that. 100% fertilized. Everything's ready to go. 2.47 acres. It's telling us with our additional field info that we should get 5.55 tons per acre, 17,578. I'm gonna try not to show you that for the next ones. We can have a surprise, but we're gonna harvest this. We're gonna harvest it a little fast. Don't worry, we're gonna use fast harvesting on all of it just to speed up the testing a little bit, keeping all the variables the same, but should be close in the 17,000 range for this one. But we'll get you back and we'll let you know the total of this first one at least. All right, we are done with our first one, and as you can see down there at the bottom, we got 17,725 liters. Not bad, pretty close to the expected. It's within the margin of error, right? So what we got to do is revert the save back, let the weeds grow a little bit longer. We're going to end up spraying them. We're going to leave this here, end up spraying them, see if we get a similar result, and then let them grow and do nothing and see if we get a result. Got a little bit of work to do, so let's get to it. All right, before we get to the second one, I want to note, since we do have additional field info on here, we are in stage 4. We did the weeder at stage 2. We do have a 77% yield bonus now because obviously we have weeds in there, but we've got our sprayer. Quickly put some herbicide down. We have crop destruction off. I did switch to a visual month, no seasons, of June. So, you know, it's bright and sunny all the time. We do have access to the land. Don't worry. We are going to go faster. Get this done a little bit quicker. This should not take very long with this sprayer and going 18 miles an hour. Now we could check this at every growth stage, you know, stage 3, stage 4. I think if we get any difference between stage 2 and stage 4, which we shouldn't, then maybe we can delve further into the different growth stages, try those out. But I think we're going to get the same, or at least within the margin of error on this harvest did before. This is just for thoroughness. I'm just curious if we harvest it halfway done. Remember the old precision farming trick was you could go and just touch the sprayer on and it would count as on a grass field as herbiciding the whole field. Just curious to see if that works. Let's just see if we killed everything. And it took a second. We did miss a couple spots. Let's go grab those. Scared me for a second there, but you know, these menus, these field layers take a second to, you know, render over. Definitely saw that one. And we're over here somewhere. Right ahead of us there. And fully done. So there we go. So we can, no, we don't want to drop that. We can fold that up, bring this back to the farm, fast forward, and do our second harvest. All right, we're back. We are in stage 2 growth. I am weeding this field again. We're going to weed half of it. We've got the lane assist on, steering assist, so that we can, just going to do 3 headlands. If we look at our steering assist, going to be about half the field approximately. Doesn't have to be exact. So done a bunch of testing up until now and gotten some very interesting results, enough so that I've had to expand some of the parameters of the testing. Curious to find out a few things. I have to test one more method. We're gonna speed up here. One more method, but it's been interesting so far. Not exactly what I expected. Some of it is, but some of it's a bit of a surprise. We're going to get half this field weeded and then let it grow to harvest stage. And then, you know, theoretically, if we've gotten about half, we should be somewhere between what the full stage weeds that we harvested and the first 17,000 liter amount that we got, somewhere, you know, in between that, if it works out. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked at anything. So got a couple more headlands to do, so stick around, and hopefully we'll have some good data at the end. All right, we're back on the field here. We've done a lot of testing, some very odd results. I've got a chart for you. It's going to be a little hard to follow because these results are just a little bit odd, but let's jump over to the chart, see if I can try to explain it. What we have here is our growth state 1 through 8 of our wheat. We didn't really mark anything here because these weeds are dead by stage 5. What we've done here is our yield bonus, start to finish. So when we got on the field here with at stage 2 with weeds planting here, we started at 87. It got up to 97 after we ran over it with the weeder. It's perfect. Now, when we sprayed it in stage 2, instead of using a weeder, we got 87 to 97. Perfect. Just as good. Now, this is where things get a little crazy. When we went to stage 3 to kill our weeds, we started with the field at 82. Now, that went up to 97 after we ran over it with the hoe. It only got up to 87 when we sprayed it with herbicide. Very strange. Now, these are small weeds on stage 2, medium on stage 3, and large on stage 4. Now, when we got on the field, when they were at the growth stage 4, the field was 77 yield bonus. After spraying, which is what you do to get rid of the large weeds, we only got up to 82. So I thought at some point that after growth stage 4, you've sort of done irreparable harm to your crop, your wheat. But it turns out that spraying has a detrimental effect from stage 3 and stage 4. Fine to spray in stage 2, but once you start getting into stage 3, you can see we've lowered our yield bonus just by spraying. It did not get as high as using a weeder or a hoe. So somewhere in here, spraying is being bad to our crops. It's a little bit detrimental to spray, which is very interesting. We went from only 77 to 82 by killing the weeds. Now, what does that mean in yield? That's what we got down here. So our first category is no weeds. That means after stage 2 here, these right here, we harvested and got 17,725 liters. After our stage 3 harvest of with the hoe, we've got 17,726, virtually identical. One liter, rounding error. Now, after we did stage 4 and sprayed, we let it grow and we harvested, and we got 16,379 liters, which is 92% of this no weeds total. So just by letting them go to stage 4 and spraying, we lost 7.6%. So, like as I said, you would think that the weeds would have a detrimental effect, maybe slow the growth in the early stages, but that may still be true. But spraying has an effect, as we see by stage 3 up here. Spraying, other than stage 2, has an effect on the weeds. Now, we did our stage 4 harvest, 16,000. So we said, okay, what if we just let it go full weeds and harvest it? We didn't spray, we didn't use the weeder, the hoe, anything. We got 15,930 liters, which is 89.87. We lost just over, what is it? It's 10.13, just over 10% by letting the weeds go. Now, we tried half weeds. I ran the weeder around on stage 2, so there would be no spray effect, and we got 17,003 liters, which is 95.9, so 4.1% by letting just half the weeds grow in the field. Now, where this is interesting to me is we got a better yield from letting half the weeds just grow wild and running over the other half with a weeder than we did spraying after stage 4. So catching them early does matter, but spraying them at stage 4 is not very good. Very interesting results. Again, full weeds, we did lose 10%. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is 10%. It's kind of decent. I mean, these are small fields. 17,000 liters is not that big. Bigger field, it's going to make much more of a difference. But letting it get to stage 4 does not seem like a good idea. And spraying on these is not a good idea either, because we've lost our yield bonus over here. All these 3 numbers are from a yield bonus of 97. So you're going to get somewhere in the 17,700 range. Once you start spraying in stage 3 and then stage 4, you start losing percentages. Now that's, again, by doing the half weeds with the weeder, we can see we got somewhere in between the stage 4 harvest and the full harvest. So stage 4 is not great. Stage 4 is basically 2.5% difference from spraying or not spraying. By spraying, we gained between this and this 2.5%, basically 2.5%. Now, depending on the field, these numbers may change. Is it worth it to spray your field and spend the time for 2.5%? I don't know. I got to admit, I'm confused. I need you guys' help. What do you think? What did I do wrong? Did I do it right? Did you get different results? Did you get the same results? Let me know down in the comments, because I'm a little bit baffled by this. I'm going to take some further testing. Test it yourself. Let me know. In the meantime, if you like these videos, hit that like, hit subscribe. And for more science, I don't know. Tune in next time. But for now, thank you for watching.